Hi, welcome back to the Christine Passey Parker missing person case. Today I have some important information and updates to share with you regarding ongoing searches for Christine. As some of you will be aware, in recent time, due to a couple of sightings, supposed ones, of Christine within the Las Vegas area, friends, family members, and I guess general public have been within the area of Las Vegas, the city, searching around, trying to locate Christine, such as going into libraries, Salvation Army places, reaching out to the homeless community, just by chances of maybe they may know more. They may have seen Christine. She could be living amongst them. Who knows? Well, that has been going on in recent time. Flyers and posters have been distributed, and on the Facebook page there is an official update. So I'm going to share that with you right here, right now, and analyse if necessary. Here we are on the Bring Christine Passey Parker Facebook page. We scroll on down to the latest post, which was 22 hours ago, and begin reading. It says, "Thank you to family, friends, and strangers for helping search and get the word out in Vegas. After many days of searching, talking to homeless and volunteers that work with the homeless, we didn't walk away with any concrete evidence. Pictures of Christine or actually seeing her. That didn't take place. That Christine is in that area, not from the looks of it. Many hours were spent walking the northern streets of Vegas in super hot weather by so many people, and we are so appreciative of all the hours and feedback. Vegas friends and strangers, please continue to keep your eye out open for her. We will continue to spread the word, search high and low, and follow up on leads as we get them. We were all really hoping that Christine would be home with our family by now. Please continue to help us spread the word because we can't do this without your help. Post, share, and bring Christine Passey Parker home." And there's the hashtag if you wish to use it to spread awareness. Okay? So I'll just briefly read back over it, analyse in case you didn't quite follow it, and then we'll check the comments out. Okay, so yes, searching in Las Vegas as a recent time, and that's because when looking on Google Earth, tying it in with the previous post and updates given, it was around Rafael Rivera Park, and that wasn't too far from north of a library at 28th Bonanza Street or something. And then there was another sighting, Salvation Army, a bit more further north. So there was a pattern in which there was numerous supposed sightings of Christine within Las Vegas. So it was taken seriously. People did go on down there and, just simply searching about. That's all one can do, right? The process of talking to homeless, even though it was said and worded like it could be a bit dangerous, from the looks of it, no one did get hurt, so that was a success in itself, right? Interactions with the volunteers as well, getting that communication across. And it says, we walked away with no concrete evidence. No one presented photos of Christine within the area or actually seeing her. Now, could you put the argument across and say that maybe the homeless people were covering for Christine? Is that a possibility? I wonder. Or do they just genuinely not know or have seen her before? I wonder. And what about the dogs? No word on here about the dogs, fam. Yeah, I mean, understandably, it's been very hot recently in different areas, so that can definitely take a toll when trying to search about. As for Christine, how does she cope in the sun, in the heat? Is she used to it? Does she like it? Or does she react bad? That'd be another little factor you could take into mind possibly. But really, don't really need to analyse too much here because it's worded as it's worded. It's pretty clear that despite doing all that searching in Las Vegas and asking about, they weren't successful. They didn't find Christine. There was no additional leads or evidence to point them in a direction. So could you argue back to square one? In a way, kind of, but my recent video did explain that possible scenario, and we'll refer back to it shortly. Okay, so make sure to stick around. It does say, though, that, continue to be aware in terms of the Vegas friends and strangers, continue to keep an eye out. So that's implying that there are chances still, although low, that Christine could still be in Las Vegas somewhere. And that's why I want the general public to be cautious. No harm in doing that. Yes, that is a good thing. There'll be moments where you may go to a place, look about, and come up short. And then you tick it off the list and walk away. But just what if there was a chance that something was still there and you just didn't see it at the time? So in this post, it's basically saying that we didn't find her, but you never know. She could still be somewhere. So be cautious and let us know if you do see anything. And we'll see what happens in time if there's any more reports by different people, whether it be in Las Vegas or not. It all comes down to the hotspot levels of activity, right? We'll see. I see you got the poster down on the left, some additional photos of Christine. Just check what the comments say, if there's any, additional stuff. So as you got the prayers. If you wonder why I check the comments, it's just in case there's a key question which is answered or if there's any key updates. Okay, so Wendy saying, what about the lead from Reno where the individual said he had interacted with her and she had the dogs? Was that a bogus lead? Well, I've never heard of that one before. Also curious. Or the guy from the trailer park in Lake Tahoe. That's the one what we covered on the map, I guess. Wendy saying, I think that's the one I was thinking about. And then response here. People were looking in the area, but never had anything else from Lake Tahoe or any other sightings. Right, so it's a little bit of a grey area at the moment. Natasha, I looked as I was down here with friends and family. I pray she's found. I'm so sorry for this to have happened. I love the BL as we've seen many concerned. I will continue to keep you all in prayers. Thank you for taking the time to look for her anytime. Yeah. So this is just demonstrating people out there putting in the effort. Stacey saying, what about hiring a private investigator? Well, if you do hire a private investigator, it's probably best to choose wisely, because in other areas and other cases, it didn't go so well and it led to a lot of disruption. So just be cautious, okay? James, has anyone hit up Dave Sparks, Diesel Brothers? Not familiar with him. Alison Passey. So I guess that's a family member. So basically, Dave Sparks, Diesel Brothers, also known as Heavy D, his YouTube channel online on YouTube, goes out rescuing, recovering vehicles, doing projects, helping communities out, and even looking for missing people from time to time. Assisted in the Dylan Rounds case, assisted in trying to search for Susan Powell, etc. And I think maybe the Kylie Rodney case as well, if I'm correct in saying. Based in Utah. Would it work out in Nevada? Maybe. It's not. They can definitely cover the distance, I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to follow through with that. My other question would be, have you been able to reach out to East Idaho News with Nate Eaton, like an interview? Or is that not possible? Little questions like that, no harm in asking. So that appears to be it there for the update. I'm just going to tie in with my thoughts now regarding going back to square one. So for some people out there, by following these leads up in a specific location and coming to arguably a dead end, it could be considered disheartening. And you may think, well, where do we go from here? Do you work your way back? Or do you kind of move forwards onto the next lead and then onto the next lead? I guess it all depends, right? It depends where the other leads are at, if they're as solid as the Las Vegas one or not. That's what you got to ask yourself first of all, if you're the family member or friend. Okay, was what sighting at Oregon, La Grande, Boise, Idaho, Lake Tahoe, a bit all over the place, right? Were they confirmed? Not from the looks of it. They said there was a genuine sighting at Lake Tahoe, but the other ones kind of unconfirmed. Not as much certainty. When it came to the Las Vegas leads, you know, the first lead or two, a sighting possible, but not for definite, not with high confidence. But the fact that there was a couple of different reported sightings in Las Vegas, you know, by different people, it's like, oh, maybe there is something going on down there. But there is a level of certainty in that way. More people reporting about it, no biasness involved, it could be genuine. By checking the area and not reaching a successful conclusion, it's like, what do you do? Well, to tie in line, it may or may not help, referring back to Eugene Mountains, Nevada. Supposedly the area where the vehicle was found had been searched, the surrounding area, nothing was found. Well, just like how they say in Las Vegas, Christine wasn't found or reported seen there by any of the homeless people, volunteers, etc. But there's still no harm in keeping an eye out just in case. Well, the same could be said about Eugene Mountains. Yeah, the surrounding area where the vehicle was found had been searched, nothing found of her or dogs. But what about the rest of Eugene Mountains? Further up that way, further down there, over here. Has it been completely, entirely searched? What happens if there's any mine shafts, or if there's any caves, or crevices, or dark patches, areas, slopes, dips? I don't know. You know, has Eugene Mountain entirely been searched or not? If there's still some areas, there's no harm in checking there, right? What you could do, you could use Eugene Mountain as like a foundation, a starting point. You start there and then work your way out, branch out to different places nearby or further afar. When you're further afar and think, it's not reached a positive outcome, revert back to the starting point and then think where to go next. You go too deep, too far, could get lost in thought. Almost like a symbolism of like when it comes to coming up with theories and ideas within a case, you don't want to go down the rabbit hole too deep, because if you do, it can mess with your mind, it can confuse you, it can cause disruption. You don't want disruption in a case. You want to try and minimize it as much as possible and be as efficient too with physical movement, whereabouts and thought process too, okay? That's really all I can say at this moment in time regarding updates, okay? I can look at the odd email in the background just to double check on that to see if I can pick up on anything. You had Leanne talking about decoding or deciphering something. I'll have to look back at that just to see what was meant there. If it be a new finding, an update, or looking back at stuff to make sense of it, then I'll present a video to you, okay? I don't know if I'll make another video for tonight or not, depending the timing and everything, or likely the day after. But hopefully you were able to understand this video and follow the updates. At the end of the day, Las Vegas leads did not lead to finding Christine Passey Parker. But there's no harm in still being somewhat alert if you're in the area, because you never know, she may turn up. Who knows? It's possible. Where do friends and family go from here? Maybe look at other leads in between and wait for other updates, really. But, you know, with my thoughts and ideas, and if there are possible theories and valid ones, I will provide coverage on that, and also try and keep the case alive on the YouTube platform. As for you yourself watching, make sure to leave comments down below. If you got any questions, if you have any grievances, list them down below. Let me know what you think of the case, what you think of the updates, and go from there. If you want to spread awareness on this video, feel free to like and share it. And, you know, we'll see if as many people can be informed about it and know where things are at this moment in time. As for now, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye and good night.